Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our early previews for the Breeders' Cup. On this video, we are going to talk about the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, which is shaping up to be one of the best races of the entire Breeders' Cup. I'm going to go ahead and put up and I should put up the Breeders' Cup Juvenile horses, not the classic horses here. That'll be just a little bit of a miscue on my part to get it going. By the way, if you've watched this video once today, surprise, you're getting to watch it again. I don't know what happened. I don't know why, but it seems like it was hacked or something. So we're back doing it again, back doing another preview. I promise I'll do it better this time than last, even though we're off to a bad start. All right, let's get going, though. Let's go Breeders' Cup Juvenile. I think it's going to be one of the better races. We'll go through these horses that are listed one by one, starting with Citizen Bull for Bob Baffert. And obviously, you know, he doesn't need a lot of introduction. He won the American Pharoah last time out, and he did it pretty impressively. I really like Citizen Bull. He ran okay, even in a loss 2 races back there at Del Mar and the Del Mar Futurity. I think the only thing is probably, there were 3 big horses that ran that day that Citizen Bull ran all across the country at Keeneland and at Belmont at the Big A as well. He was probably the least impressive of the 3. That's the bad news. The good news is we've seen what he can do around 2 turns. It's pretty good. And, we kind of believe in Bob Baffert around here, I would think. So that's the good news for him. One of the horses that was that impressive type is East Avenue. East Avenue was just incredible, in my opinion, in both of his starts so far. A beautiful maiden special weight win at Ellis Park, coupled with stretching out to 2 turns for the first time last time out in the Breeders' Futurity there at Keeneland, and I thought he was just sensational. Really like him. Really like that he can go to the front and sit off the pace, and then I also really like that he can also take the lead if nobody's out there. But he really kind of just listens to the jockey. He kind of does what the jockey tells him to do. Big fan of East Avenue. He's going to be tough in here. But Chancer McPatrick also going to be pretty tough in here as well. He's 3 for 3, and he's done it in incredible ways. Is he basically the next Sierra Leone, I think is the big question. Trained by Chad Brown, and horse just goes to the back, makes one big run, and has been able to swoop up and win 3 straight times. Can he do it going 2 turns for the first time? He did run a mile last time out, but it was a 1-turn mile. Can he go 2 turns and be just as effective? We're going to find out. We kind of know from experience as races get tougher, it gets harder and harder to win with that kind of running style if you don't have a lot of pace. So there's worry with him. I was worried about the last race specifically with him, and he was able to kind of prove me wrong. So, I think that's a really good sign, and we'll see if he can continue to go from last to first as the races get tougher. Gaming is the next horse, and a horse that debuted at Del Mar on the same day that Getaway Car won a stakes race at Del Mar. Gaming was debuting, and I felt like Gaming was the better horse of the 2 that day when you watched them both. They faced each other in the next race in the Del Mar Futurity. Gaming was able to get the job done, and he looked pretty sharp. So those are the positives. Another positive, obviously trained by Bob Baffert, so that's always good, just like Citizen Bull. The negative side of it, and it's to me, I hate when this happens with 2-year-olds, but did not run in the final round of preps. And I really, as 2-year-olds, I really want to see him in those final round of prep races. Because look, you're going 2 turns for the first time usually, and it's just one of those things. You want to see a 2-year-old do that. I also just think it's important for 2-year-olds to keep going. We don't really have a relevant data point now for Gaming for a mile and a quarter or mile and 16th race, a 2-turn race. So it's not ideal. I do think on the flip side, the good thing is it is a horse that has been pretty solid for Bob Baffert, and he kind of knows what he's doing. So it's good things there. Another, I don't think greatest sign in the world, Flavian Pratt was aboard him last time. He'll go ride Chancer McPatrick. Now, Pratt has been with McPatrick 3 straight times. So, and he's only been on Gaming once. So that could have been a little bit into it. But I do think it would be an even better sign for Gaming, and maybe a sign that, he's loaded, if Pratt was aboard him instead of Chancer. Now, Irad Ortiz is going to ride Gaming, so that's a plus. So we'll just see. We'll see if he can handle it. It's a tough ass first time around 2 turns to beat this kind of field, but he does seem to have a lot of talent. But he's definitely a mystery. Ferocious, hey, I think he's a good horse. Just got beaten a couple times in a row by really good horses themselves. Beat by Chancer McPatrick 2 races back, and then was beaten by East Avenue last time out. So, but look, I think I mean, look, this horse, he has a lot of talent. I think getting off the rail will really help him. Hopefully he gets an outside draw in this one, and we'll kind of see what happens with him. But yeah, he comes in here with a shot. He's a logical alternative. Mackenzie Street also been beaten by a couple of good horses, Gaming and Citizen Bull. I thought Mackenzie Street was pretty dull last time out, though. In the American Pharoah, he just didn't make much of a run. So look for him. He's going to have to bounce back in a big way to have a shot. Mo Plex, a New York bred, who's been pretty darn good. He won a couple of up at Saratoga, one against Open Company, one against State Breds. He comes into this race off of a loss last time out in the Champaign, but he still has kind of earned his way into the spot. Getaway Car, kind of coming off back-to-back losses where he just wasn't quite good enough, but he is, another Bob Baffert runner, so maybe he can pull off a little bit of an upset here, but he just hadn't quite developed like you kind of thought. Jonathan's Way, this will be an interesting horse for sure. The Ohio bred will take his shot at Breeders' Cup Glory here. Don't forget about Jonathan's Way. In the Iroquois last time out, he was super impressive, and he kind of easily defeated a horse by the name of Owen Almighty, who we'll talk about in a second. And I thought it'd be a real showdown between the two. It really wasn't. Jonathan Way's just kind of kicked his ass, for lack of a better word or a better phrase. So Jonathan's Way, again, don't let the Ohio bred thing fool you. This horse already has won a Kentucky Derby prep race, albeit the Iroquois, but still a nice win. This is a good horse. This horse is going to have something to say for sure. A couple of the Japanese runners here, Shin Forever and Akoro Azel. Those are two I'm not particularly interested in at this moment. Things could change. We'll get some late reports on them as pre-entries come out and then entries come out. But as of right now, I think they are up against it a little bit. I think this division with American horses is pretty strong, where some of the other ones, the Japanese, are going to have their chances. They're bringing a lot of horses over. They seem to be bigger long shots in here than in some of the other races. Dapper Moon, a horse that is solid. I don't know that he's quite good enough, though, for this, but, an ultimate long shot type of play. And then finally, Owen Almighty. And look, this is a horse, like I said, I thought he was super impressive at Ellis Park, and then went up against a horse like Jonathan's Way last time out. He ran fine. I mean, Owen Almighty still ran a very good race. He just wasn't much of a match for Jonathan's Way. And so that's kind of where you go, man, that might just be a really good horse, because I look at Owen Almighty, and in even a greater way, I look at Ferocious. Those are two really nice horses, and in a lot of years would be winning those races where they got second in or third in or whatever in, leading up to this. So just because they lost, I wouldn't discount them. I think they're pretty good. I think they're going to, turn out to be pretty nice horses. All right. So as of right now, I do lean East Avenue. Please don't hold me to it, because we're very early on. The pre-entries do come out a couple days from now. I'm sitting here on October 21st. Recording this one. So pre-entries are going to come out, and we will have a good idea then and then of course, when the regular entries come out, we'll have the idea, and we'll have a preview of those races for you. But yeah, look, when it comes to East Avenue, I just think he's really got a chance to be a special horse. He's just done everything so perfect. And I remember even looking at I'm not a big fan of like, here's one workout, let's watch it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I can't really decipher much when I watch a workout, but I do look at the patterns, like the workout patterns, 3-4 races or 3-4 works in a row, and kind of compare them to how they've done in the past. And it just seems like this horse is building. He was really building up nicely to the Breeders' Futurity. And we got a work or two to go before the Breeders' Cup, so this is not final, but he seems to be back in building for the Breeders' Cup in a similar way. So I really think he's just a really nice horse. I think he'll be pretty tough to beat in the spot. But listen, Chancer McPatrick, very good. Citizen Bull, Gaming, Ferocious, Jonathan's Way, Owen Almighty, even a couple of the Japanese runner. These horses are very good. So it's not going to be easy. You could run really well and lose in this one. And that's kind of, that's kind of what makes the Breeders' Cup what it is, and kind of makes it special. So, all right. So East Avenue for me for now. We'll see what happens down the road. That'll do it for a preview of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel throughout this weekend next for all the Breeders' Cup coverage. We've got a lot going on, especially next week. We'll be live a ton. We might as well just come to the YouTube page and keep it on there. We'll start talking eventually. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching this one. Like I said, most importantly, stay tuned for more Breeders' Cup coverage.